Hello, I'm Forrest and my project, I initially set out to make a program for what are called Bayesian networks. It's a statistical model where each of these nodes would represent a statement with a probability, and when you edited one of them, it will update all of the others that are correlated with it based on the strength of the relationship. This version of it is not doing the math correctly. It is updating them based on the change, but it's not updating them by the right amount. That's in a different branch. However, you can edit these nodes like I just did. They're color-coded. Okay, you can edit the nodes in the other branch as well. Where did that window go? It's in a slightly annoying state to display because almost all of the features are there, but they're not in the same branch as each other at the moment. However, I will have the version that's fully editable up in a moment. So as you just saw, I can edit a node, and in this version it's also possible to create a new one. They don't have to have numbers. That is just how I seeded it. And it turned out that this ended up being much more general than Bayesian networks, even though it doesn't fully implement them at the moment because I have my statistics wrong. That's one lesson I learned from this. I am not studying statistics, I am studying full stack web development. But I ended up actually making a quite general program for manipulating networks of nodes in a web browser, which seems like it could potentially have other uses with only a small amount of adaptation. And another thing that I hope to implement later is to make it so that multiple users can edit the same one, and possibly so that how much it updates the values of other nodes based on a new one depends on how trustworthy you've rated the person adding the node as, for a somewhat more complicated collaborative version. I did this all actually in jQuery. These add panels look like the kind of thing React is well suited to, but I'm using a library called Cytoscape here to display the network. I guess I should call it a graph since that's the technical term, to display the graph, and Cytoscape manipulates the DOM directly under the hood, which sometimes doesn't interact well with React's virtual DOM. So I decided to avoid the chance of having that kind of problem and use jQuery instead. I think that's all I've got.